Ladies and gentlemen, friends, dreamers, and doers, today I want to talk about something that every single one of us has experienced, something that unites us all in the most human way possible. I want to talk about failure. Yes, failure. That word that makes us cringe, that makes us want to hide under the covers and pretend it never happened. But what if I told you that failure is not your enemy? What if I told you that failure is, in fact, the best teacher you'll ever have? Let me ask you this. When was the last time you failed at something? Maybe it was a project at work, a relationship, a fitness goal, or even a dream you've been chasing for years. How did it feel? Did it sting? Did it make you question your abilities, your worth, or even your purpose? I get it. I've been there too. But here's the thing. Failure is not the end. It's not a full stop. It's a comma, a pause, a moment to reflect, learn, and grow. Let me take you back to a moment in my life that changed everything for me. A few years ago, I was working on a project that I had poured my heart and soul into. It was my baby, my passion, my everything. I had spent countless sleepless nights, sacrificed time with friends and family, and invested everything I had into making it a success. And then one day it all came crashing down. The project failed, spectacularly. I remember sitting in my room staring at the ceiling, feeling like the world had just ended. I felt like a failure. I questioned everything, my skills, my decisions, my worth. But as the days passed, something incredible happened. I started to see things differently. You see, failure has a way of stripping away all the noise. It forces you to confront the raw, unfiltered truth. And in that truth, there is immense power. I began to ask myself questions I had never dared to ask before. What went wrong? What could I have done differently? What did I learn from this experience? And as I reflected, I realized that failure had taught me more in those few weeks than success had taught me in years. Failure taught me resilience. It showed me that I could get knocked down, but I could also get back up. It taught me humility. It reminded me that no matter how much I think I know, there's always more to learn. And most importantly, failure taught me courage. It showed me that the only way to truly fail is to stop trying. Now let's talk about why failure is such a powerful teacher. First, failure is honest. It doesn't sugarcoat things. It doesn't tell you what you want to hear. It tells you what you need to hear. And that honesty is invaluable. When you fail, you're forced to confront your weaknesses, your mistakes, and your blind spots. And only when you confront them can you begin to improve. Second, failure builds character. It's easy to be confident when everything is going well. But true confidence comes from knowing that you can handle the tough times. Failure tests your limits, pushes you out of your comfort zone, and forces you to dig deep and find strength you didn't know you had. And when you come out on the other side, you're stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Third, failure fuels growth. Think about it. When was the last time you learned something new without making a mistake? Probably never. Failure is the catalyst for growth. It's the spark that ignites innovation, creativity, and progress. Every great invention, every groundbreaking discovery, every success story is built on a foundation of failure. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming one of the greatest athletes of all time. Failure didn't stop them. It propelled them forward. But here's the thing. Failure is only a good teacher if you're willing to learn from it. And that's where most people get stuck. They see failure as a reflection of their worth, rather than an opportunity to grow. They let fear of failure hold them back from taking risks, pursuing their dreams, or stepping outside their comfort zone. And in doing so, they miss out on the greatest lessons life has to offer. So, how do you turn failure into your greatest teacher? Here are a few lessons I've learned along the way. Number 1. Embrace failure as part of the process. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Every stumble, every setback, every mistake is a stepping stone on the path to success. So don't fear failure. Embrace it. Welcome it. Learn from it. Number 2, reframe your mindset. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Shift your focus from blame to growth. See failure not as a dead end, but as a detour that's leading you to something better. Number 3, take responsibility. It's easy to blame others or external circumstances for your failures. But true growth comes from taking ownership of your mistakes. When you take responsibility, you take back control. And with control comes the power to change. Number 4, keep going. Failure is not the end unless you let it be. The most successful people in the world are not those who never fail. They're the ones who keep going no matter how many times they fall. So get back up. Try again, and again, and again. Number 5, celebrate the lessons. Every failure comes with a lesson. Celebrate those lessons, write them down, reflect on them, use them as fuel to propel you forward. The more you learn from failure, the less power it has over you. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Easier said than done, right? And you're absolutely right. Learning from failure is hard, it's messy, it's uncomfortable. But here's the truth. Nothing worth having comes easy. The road to success is paved with failure, and the sooner you embrace that, the sooner you'll start to see failure not as something to be feared, but as something to be grateful for. So, I want to leave you with this thought. Failure is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's your guide. It's your greatest ally on the journey to becoming the best version of yourself. The next time you fail, and you will fail, remember this moment. Remember that failure is not the end. It's the beginning. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger than you ever thought possible. And if you're still doubting yourself, if you're still afraid to take that first step, let me remind you of something. You are capable of more than you know. You are stronger than you think. And you are never alone. Every great person who has ever walked this earth has faced failure, but what set them apart was their willingness to keep going, to keep learning, and to keep growing. So, go out there, take risks, chase your dreams, and when you fail, because you will, don't let it define you. Let it refine you. Let it teach you. Let it propel you forward. Because failure is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning. Thank you.